Do you live in the country, homestead, farm, or ranch? If so, chances are your water comes from a well. If you rely on a well system for your water like we do here on the ranch, that means you're basically your own water company, your own utility. Your water and your water quality is your responsibility.
But that responsibility is a good thing. It's self-sufficiency. If there's a power outage, water main problem, or if the entire grid goes down, your well would be quite a blessing. Households in towns and cities might be out of water, but houses in the country with wells will be just fine. But now let's get back to water quality. Here's the thing about well water. It comes from the ground, and water is a solvent. It naturally dissolves minerals like calcium and magnesium as it moves through the soil and rock. That's why most well water is what we call hard water.
In this video, we're going to break down what that means, what it does, and how a water softener can help. Hard water contains high levels of dissolved minerals like calcium, magnesium, iron, and others. These minerals are not necessarily bad for your health, but they are hard on things, including your plumbing, your appliances, your water heater, your skin, your hair, and even your clothing. It's scaly, hard, and hard to deal with. I guess that's why they call it hard water.
You'll see the effects of hard water in the form of white scale buildup on fixtures and appliances, soap that won't lather easily, clothes that come out of the wash feeling stiff, and mineral deposits in your water heater, shortening its life. That's where a water softener comes in, solving these water quality problems. A standard water softener has three main components. Number one, the mineral tank and resin bed. This is where the magic happens, where hard water becomes soft. Number two, the control valve. This is the brains of the operation. It monitors water usage and triggers the regeneration cycle. The third component is the brine tank. It holds salt and a salt solution that helps clean and recharge the resin bed. This is water softener resin. This resin is made from two components, polystyrene and divinyl benzene. These materials are combined to form small bead-like particles. The resin beads are designed to exchange sodium ions for calcium and magnesium ions. This process is called ion exchange. It works because calcium and magnesium ions have a stronger positive charge than sodium. Calcium and magnesium bond to the resin and sodium ions are kicked off into the water. And just like that, the water is soft.
Salt or potassium can be used in this process. They each have a weaker bond than the calcium and magnesium we're trying to remove, and they're not corrosive to plumbing. One thing I always wondered is why use the salt anyway? Why not just let the resin beads attract all the hardness minerals? So I looked that up for this video. The reason for the salt is that if it wasn't used, the resin beads would just plug up and foul with all the hardness minerals, and they would not be able to be rinsed off. The water softener would not be able to be regenerated, and the resin would wear out very fast. The salt is key for the regeneration process of the resin. The high concentration of sodium ions are able to rinse the hardness minerals off the resin. So that brings us to the regeneration cycle. Let's talk about it. As water is used in your house, the resin beads get saturated with hardness minerals. After a metered amount of water is used, most softeners automatically regenerate. Regeneration is a four-step process. Step number one is backwash. This is where the control valve switches water flow and water is pushed up backwards through the resin beads to wash them. When the backwash is complete, usually about 10 minutes, the second step is a brine fill. That's where salt water from the brine tank travels in this tube into the water softener's mineral tank and soaks the resin beads. Brine draw usually takes about 35 minutes. It recharges the resin beads and it pushes out all the excess hardness minerals. The third step is a rapid rinse. It's usually about 10 minutes and it pushes out all the excess salt water. The fourth and final step is brine fill. It usually takes about 10 minutes. During brine fill, water travels from the control valve into the salt tank. It recharges it and makes brine for the next regeneration. Water softeners can also be regenerated manually. On this Fleck 5600 valve, I hold this button down for 5 seconds. This takes it into regen. There's backwash. If I want to skip to the next step, I don't hold the button down, I just press it. There's brine draw. Rapid rinse. And brine fill. And now we'll skip this and go back into service. The clock's back And this icon means the water softener is back in service. This drip means water is being used. Water softener maintenance is pretty easy, but there are a few things to do. Keep an eye on your salt level. You'll want your brine tank to remain about half full of salt, and you'll have to add new salt when it drops. Use a salt that's made for water softeners. You can find this at most big box stores. We get ours at our local feed mill. It's also recommended to drain and clean out the brine tank at least once a year. If your well water is blessed with lots of iron like ours is, you're going to want to do a deep clean on the mineral tank and resin beads at least once a month. I've got a video right here to show you how to do that. This product helps a lot with iron out. You can layer this onto your salt and add it to the brine well. Here's the brine well. So there you have it. Hard water from a well can be hard to deal with, but it doesn't have to ruin your day. It doesn't have to ruin your plumbing or your appliances. A water softener using ion exchange can turn hard water into soft water. And now you know how the whole process works. Thanks for joining me today for this video. I hope it helped. I'll see you next time at the Windmill Garden.